the mayor of Kenosha, the district attorney, and the lead detective on Kyle's case are all from the same family. Is that a coincidence or is that a setup? Before we get started on today's video, Flora CBD has sponsored this video. Y'all have heard me talk about these before, but they just came out with some amazing new products. And this is CBD dip. So for those of you who are wanting to quit tobacco, this is the time to do it. For me, it's a very similar feeling to tobacco. Just relaxes me a little bit more, keeps my mind from racing on a really busy day. And they just came out with a new flavor for the Delta Dip. They came out with a bourbon. So you've got the bourbon original and then you've got the bourbon Delta Dip. There's gonna be a link below the video. Go grab you some. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Heavy Duty Country. I figured I'd give y'all a little bit of a highlight episode of Kyle Rittenhouse's trial thus far, because there's been a lot of weird stuff going on. And if you watch the video that I did yesterday, if you haven't yet, I recommend you watch that first. I went over a few things that Rittenhouse's lawyer did, as well as some new video evidence that was presented to the court, but I didn't really go over the testimonies of people. They were nuts. So the prosecution starts interviewing some of their witnesses, and it goes terribly for them. Literally, you can see terror in the prosecutor's face in the middle of it while he's questioning what he thought was their slam dunk witness.
I mean, you have no idea what Mr. Rosenbaum was ever thinking at any point in his life. You have never been inside his head.
Why are you asking him if he's ever been inside of his head? I swear, these lawyers need help. How is a jury supposed to take that and say, well, is he telling the truth or is he not telling the truth? Or is the attorney that's asking these questions a total jackass? The prosecutor is questioning this guy, asking about the motives or the intentions of Rosenbaum, which is the convicted sex offender that was touching kids. And he's trying to get this guy to say that Rosenbaum had no bad intentions. Listen to this.
You never met him before. You don't know.
I've never exchanged words with him, if that's what your question is.
So your interpretation of what he was trying to do or what he was intending to do or anything along those lines is complete guesswork, isn't it?
Well, he said "F you," and then he reached for the weapon.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Right at that moment, he's like, well, crap. Even your prosecuting witness is on Kyle's side. Then we've got another guy who was with Kyle that night with another interaction with Rosenbaum. And this is what he said.
And when I turned around, Rosenbaum was right there in front of my face, yelling and screaming. And I said, dude, back up. Just chill. I don't know what your problem is. And he goes, you know what? If I catch any of you guys alone tonight, I'm going to kill you.
And he said that to you?
Correct.
Did he say that to the defendant as well?
The defendant was there, so yes.
So I can imagine that if you're Kyle Rittenhouse, you're going to be on guard or ready to go when you see that guy. Because he's already said that he's going to try to take your life. I mean, really, what are we even talking about in this trial? I mean, if we were back in the good old days where people were still riding around horses for transportation, everybody would have just given Kyle a high five and said, all right, those three guys were idiots for chasing you and making death threats. But no, we live in 2021 where everybody's got some sensitive feelings on the left. Now, in my last video, I got a lot of people messaging me saying, oh, well, this is a slam dunk case. He's innocent. There is no such thing as a slam dunk case for anyone who is considered a patriotic American anymore. Every single trial from here on out for anyone who's considered a proud American is going to be politically motivated. Let me use this case for an example because it is glaringly obvious. The mayor of Kenosha, who did not bring enough law enforcement into the area the night when Kenosha was burning, the night that this whole thing happened. The district attorney who filed the charges against Kyle and the lead detective on Kyle's case are all from the same family. Look at the last name on all of them, Antaramian. Is that a coincidence or is that a setup? That is a complete conflict of interest. You don't think they're scheming at all? It'd be hard not to discuss it at a family dinner. That's why I don't think this case is a slam dunk. And it has nothing to do with what happened. And it has everything to do with when it gets closer for the jury to make a decision, it's going to be the same exact situation as the Derek Chauvin case. Whoever plans all these riots, they're going to plan more of them. They're probably going to get Maxine Waters out there telling people to riot harder if he's not guilty. The jurors are not hidden from the public. They can see the news. They're probably going to have to drive through riots. Isn't it sad how it's not about innocent or guilty, self-defense or murder? It's about these cities worrying about pissing off the more sensitive political party. That's what these are about. It's not about justice. It's not about right or wrong. Here's the other part of this. These district attorneys nowadays, they slap on 6 different charges. And to an oblivious person, they just think, oh, well, all of those charges need to be there. No, they slap that many charges on somebody so they can try to get a conviction on one of them. They have a better chance when you've got 6 rather than 3. But that's why I think that this is way more difficult than what a trial and what our criminal justice system should be, which is simply, are you guilty or are you not?